here as part of our 2020 Infrastructure Week. And today I have on as my guest today, Raj from MJETS. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Raj, that'd be great. Thank you.
Hi, Jeffrey, and hi, everyone. I'm Raj Kulunaratana from MJETS. I'm the FBO director and also the director of the operations here, the ground operations here. Take care of the ground handling for, provide the ground handling for every flight, private jet coming into Thailand. Not only in Don Mueang Airport, but everywhere in Thailand, in Cambodia, and also.
Okay, because yeah, I was going to ask if you're just there in Don Mueang or you cover everywhere else. So
yeah, yes.
Now, as far as MJETS in your FBO though, where have you got locations of FBOs?
We have only FBO right now in Thailand. Yep. We do only the official FBO in Thailand here.
Yep.
You may know that Phuket, they will open soon, but it's not open yet.
Okay. That was the one I was trying to kind of fish for. But the facility you have there in Don Mueang is beautiful facility.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Have you been here before, right?
Yeah, I've been here many times.
Oh,
I guess our point of contact used to be Nav, but certainly Pat and Took. We know, like I said, we know everyone at MJETS, and we work with you guys on the charter side as much as we can, and certainly we have assisted you on some aircraft transactions and other opportunities as well. So where we can, we try to support each other, which, as we know, everybody in the industry should be doing. So,
thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you.
So the purpose of these video clips is, we've got our 2020 infrastructure report coming out, and as I sort of say to people, the data is kind of cold and heartless, if you will. And so what we're trying to do is get these little video clips where we pick some experts in various different countries in the Asia Pacific. The one gives them a little flavor on what some of the challenges are that you're experiencing in Thailand, for instance, and then maybe Southeast Asia. And again, it's all in relation to infrastructure. So airports, FBOs, MRO, trying to get an assessment on where the market is at the moment, what the challenges are. So we've been asking everyone pretty much the same 4 questions. So the first question is just that. You're an experienced operator in the Thai market. You operate your own airplanes, your own fleet as well. You're in MRO, you're in FBOs, you kind of do it all. So for you, where do you see the challenges these days? Particularly, let's start with Thailand. What keeps you up at night?
Okay.
What robs you of your sleep?
Good question, Jeffrey. Let me go by the major problem or the infrastructure problems that we encounter. I think it's not only MJETS, but it will be others operator challenge also. The thing is simulator, Jeffrey. As you may know that all pilots need to do the recurrent training, and also this is a requirement, right? Everyone need to pass that one. But the simulator that for the private jet, as you know that it's not located in these regions.
Yeah.
It will be in US, in Middle East somewhere. The point is right now, the COVID-19, the impact our business to travel in and out is very difficult for, every operator, because of when the license is invalid, then the training invalid, they have to go there for training is mandatory. The point is, I think if we think of the infrastructure, the simulator availability of the infrastructure, the simulator for each popular type of the aircraft, the private jet, like the Bombardier, the Global, or the Gulfstream, or Embraer, anything like that, it is better and it is good if we are able to settle or install this training in our region, in this region.
Yep.
Okay. We have a lot of operators that we come and discuss in this problem. They have the same problem right now. If we go there, when we come back, we have to 14 days quarantine. Some of the country we have been there, you have to quarantine first, and then you go to training, simulator, and coming back.
Yeah,
It's just a waste of the budget and the timing consumed. If for our MJET concern, simulator availability is something that we should have it in the region that efficient or sufficient for the operators who are here. The private jet right now is very popular in this region also. Yes, you may know that people, when they is affordable to get the private jets, the COVID is something that the requirement of the private jet is more because they don't want to travel together with someone that they may not know and get infected. It's not worth it. So in this case, in my opinion, I think if we can think of this thing, look for some location. Okay, Bangkok, Thailand may be good because it's in the center of the geographic in the map. Okay, suppose we have the simulator or the training center here, and then the people in this region can come, travel for a few hours and come and then go back. So it's gonna be, facilitate and we can make our business run smoother for the operations. This is the concern.
So, but in Thailand, do you think there's adequate FBOs, or is the market is not being served properly? I mean, you've got your facility there at Dong Muang and Phuket, but what about for the rest of the airports in Thailand? Underserved, overserved?
Okay, good question. For Thailand right now, our facility in Bangkok. Okay, let me go in Bangkok because Bangkok is the capital of Thailand. Most of the business is here. So I think in Thailand right now, FBO, only one FBO is still sufficient or good enough for to serve the private jet. Okay. For us, sometimes we have about 200 over flight in a month for the normal before COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, you don't ask me how many flights today.
Yeah, no, we'll get to the COVID. We'll get to the COVID later, but
but for normal situations, the number of the FBO, if you think of other airport out of Bangkok, Phuket, why Phuket is the second? Okay, the second FBO that gonna be open soon, because in Phuket, is place for holiday. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
It's a traveling spot, right?
Yeah.
It's good because of a lot of billionaire. They own the villa, own the yachts, and spend the vacation holidays there during the long holiday, something like that. That's why Phuket is the second from Bangkok or Don Mueang. It's the second place.
Right. Yep.
Asking from others airport, why don't we have the private jet or FBO? I don't think there is not the good number for the traffic.
Yeah, not enough traffic. Huh?
Not yet. In others, province. We think of in Laos, in the Republic of Laos, in Vientiane, we also have the project to open the FBO in Vientiane.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Myanmar, Cambodia, India. Those are other MJET markets.
Yeah, India is now under the processing of the building construction of the FBO there. We just work with Indermer in India, who is the large MRO over there. MJET is a part of the FBO part. Okay, it's a big market in India. I can say that India is a big market over there, but most of the flights are the domestic flight. But anyway, India is huge. It's a lot of the private jet or helicopter or the small jet to fly over because the country is huge. We working on there, and then I think maybe next year is start to open the market there in India. Cambodia. Cambodia is still the number, same thing. The number of traffic for the investment. Sometimes it's very challenging, have to take long time to
Sure.
break the even of the investment.
I totally understand that. Yes.
Yeah, this is a point.
So, I mean, it's the same with Phuket at the moment. There's just not enough traffic, and certainly
Correct.
COVID-19 is making us all wait. So,
Correct.
yeah. And so likewise, then from an MRO standpoint, because you guys got a big maintenance facility, you're offering third-party services, line checks, the works. So again, I would assume based on the fleet size that you have in Thailand, the market has enough capability at the moment. Everyone will go to Bangkok anyways for the maintenance.
Yeah, we do have a business. I mean, for MRO, it's still okay, but some of the reasons that they have to go to Singapore into say later because of the licensed engineer. This is something of the problem, or the heavy maintenance, engine change or overhaul something. Some of the tasks cannot be done here, but for the local one, I think we can cover all the maintenance right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it would seem that as far as the market in Thailand, as you said, really there are enough FBOs and MRO facilities at the moment, given, if you will, fleet size, traffic size, activity, that sort of thing. So, and you mentioned Southeast Asia. So how do you perceive infrastructure, whether there are any issues in Southeast Asia, for instance? I mean, you're right in the middle of it. As you say, a lot of people go to Singapore and Seletar. So what else do you see, or are there other challenges for infrastructure in the region?
For the main point that this is a simulator I mentioned already.
Yeah.
That one is something that I think
what about the regulatory environment in Thailand?
Regulatory in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
For COVID-19, the restriction. Okay, let me talking about this now first. Okay. Restrictions of the COVID-19 is a big challenge for us right now, because in Thailand, as you know, that we try very hard to control of the COVID-19 infection. But thing is, in the government side, for authority side, the good way, the best way for them to control is try to make the coming in flight strict as much as possible. I don't know, should I say that? But the thing is, the authority is something that the challenge for us, because if they don't allow the flight to come in, it's zero. They try to get it zero. But for the economic way, price is not the way.
Have to find a balance.
The balance is something we try to convince them. What is the balance? The country need to, the people need to eat. The people need to. But if you keep close down, or release only some of the group of the tourists coming in, now we try to push at least the business flight for businessmen like investor. I just had a flight day before. This is the first flight for short term. We call it short term stay. That is no need to 14 days quarantine, but they need to have the escort, the medical escort throughout the trip, the whole trip. Okay, something that we try to make the country open and then give the more traffic coming over here. A lot of my regular customers who travel, frequent flyer, they cannot come here at all right now because of 14 days quarantine. You stay in the hotel, locked down in the hotel for 14 days. It's impossible for them to be there like that. So we try to let this understanding happen to the government. This is the way that I believe that if the vaccine is the changing point, I think the vaccine, if it's effective and it's certified for all country or most of the country, that is the part that we can just restart our business again, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
hope that.
Yeah. So just touching on COVID-19. So Thailand, pretty much as you said, closed its borders. There's been very little traffic allowed in. There have been exceptions, of course, but those individuals, when they do come in country, understandably face 14 days quarantine, as they should. So for you on the FBO and the MRO, well, on the FBO side, let's just say business is slow at the moment.
Very.
That's for lack of better words. But in some cases on the MRO side, and I'll be interested to see what you have to say, MRO has held up, and people have taken the opportunity of not being able to fly to do some maintenance on the airplanes. And I don't know if you guys have experienced that as well.
We do.
Yep.
We do have some of the aircraft, like you said, okay, it's like a check for we have few of the aircraft coming in this period of time to clear all the maintenance issue.
Yep.
Things like the B check or A check, or do call sometime. And most of them try to work on the maintenance issue right now to get ready for the coming opening of the country. This is the way, but the number may not be that much, but they try to do it right now.
Right. Okay.
We can still have it.
And maybe you've kind of talked a little bit about how, obviously the government has certainly put up restrictions, but what also has the government done, if anything, to try to help your business? Here in Hong Kong, they haven't really targeted business aviation itself. I guess focusing more on helping the employer and making sure that he can maintain his staff, not lay people off. So a lot of the support here in Hong Kong has been more directed to the individual, if you will, and the companies. And, we've been incentivized to maintain staffing levels, and the government has literally stepped in and helped pay salaries, basically.
I love to hear that.
So,
I love to hear that, Jeffrey. In Thailand, I can frankly say that, no, not at all for us, because of, for the business jets like us, we are very small dot in the business.
Yeah.
Commercial, they think of the commercial airline first.
Yeah. The commercial airlines always get it first.
Right? Yeah, we are always the last one.
Oh yeah, I mean they bailed out Cathay to billions of dollars. So
yeah. But for Thailand, I don't think it's the kind like sufficient support for our business. In reality, it's something like they say that they will try, but in the public health side, they say that, okay, we keep control like this. We don't allow the COVID-19 to spread it out. So we just limit the people coming into Thailand, like 200 people a day, or kind like that. I cannot remember the number, but and then for the staff, like you said, that they have some support for the layout, day off. In Thailand, there is no this kind of the support coming from the government yet.
Right.
And, we try to convince them to just balance, like you say, this is very good. How you just balance the economic side and also the health and public side. This is something that we try to convince them, and it seems like they understand in this part, and then they try to open slightly. Okay, if there is no spread it out, super spread going out for the second, third round, I believe that in next year, it will be something changed in the better way of the business. Right now we are in the bottom of the graph.
Yeah. No.
Hopefully it's gonna be better, Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the final question. I mean, obviously get your crystal ball out, okay, polish it up, and what challenge obviously we all need to pull out of COVID-19, but what other challenges do you think the infrastructure side of the business faces in Thailand What would you like to see resolved over the next couple of years? You mentioned, for instance, local training availability in the region, simulators, but anything else that you expect as far as regional infrastructure requirements that you'd like to see addressed?
I think the cooperation between in this region,
yeah.
you have like some, like we have ASPAR or someone, the organizations, and you get coming and you have the good cooperation each other and work together in the same pace. Okay, we can just like when we sit down, because I used to be in the meeting in the ASPAR, I think something is good that we have a chance to sit down and discuss in all the problem. Some of the problem is common problem. If we just work together in this, the member regions, in this kind of thing, we may be able to do something better for the corporation. If we work like in Hong Kong, used to have the problem with the slot and the permits, kind like that, right? And in the way round of the permission, or we can do a sit down together, and then we look for the problem and we just work out together, and to make our operations smoother than this. You work by yourself, or one country or one company is not work. But if
we're stronger as one. Okay.
Correct. I think I would like to see this kind of thing happen. If we work as a team, I don't know, we can call anything, but if we work like we gather everyone together as the business jet society or something like a committee, and then we just try to release it out and then talk to the authorities in each country, we may be able to get some convenience, or at least the flow of the business going to be better in these regions. Something
and one of my favorite platforms, if you will, is, and we need an economic impact study. We need something to go to the authorities with as the Asia Pacific region and demonstrate to them the value that collectively we all bring to the region. And it's hard to, it's hard to separate out as one country, because someone from Bangkok is generally going to another country in Asia. So there are benefits on both ends. And so, certainly I hope that platform can be ASBA. I mean, that's the role they're supposed to play, advocacy. But at the same time, we need some hard data, some facts, money, figures to say, guys, this is what our business is worth. We employ this many people, we bring in this much business. And of course, the big thing about business aviation is, yes, maybe the flight that's going to Phuket represents someone who's going on their vacation, but that flight from Singapore down to Bangkok may be someone who's coming down there to look at a number of investments and trying to make a decision whether he should be an investor.
That's a good one.
And so, there are other ways that our business brings benefits. And so we have to find a way to show that to people as well.
Sure. I agree with you. If we can just work together, sometimes, the opportunity when you can see something, I may not know in Hong Kong what else that we can do. I sit with you for a while. Hey, come on. Yeah, we have something else that we can work it better. Why not? This is something like, if we work together as a team, the whole region, I think we can get something better, and then we can survive after the COVID-19 is happened. I mean.
Well, Raj, thank you for your time. I know it's we pulled you out of the office and made you sit in the FBO, but I appreciate the time, and of course appreciate you sharing with us your views and certainly what's happening in the local Thai market. Really appreciate that. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for coming again. Okay, hope to see you after the COVID. You have a chance, just come visit us once again, Jeffrey.
I look forward to it.
Okay.
My wife and family is sick and tired of being stuck in Hong Kong. They want to go somewhere, believe me.
Okay,
hopefully we can see you soon. Might as well be Thailand. So please, we
see you soon.
Yep.
We hope that.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.